That guy did me dirty, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're most definitely welcome, and if you are a regular an individual watches my channel each and every now and again, welcome back sis, welcome back to the Dolly's gang. Yes, I'm back again with another video. Oh my gosh, like it feels terrible having to do that intro because I always feel like I can't do it anymore because I haven't done it in a while. But anyway, you'll be glad to know that today's video is a story time. We're drinking hot water and lemon because your girl has the flu. Okay, so in today's video, we're gonna talk about the time when a nigga got married behind my back.
Ah, the ghetto!
Yo, Bafana. Guys, one thing about men, they hate us. So please, do yourself a favor, stay away from men because they will embarrass you, honey. Because to say I was embarrassed is an understatement. So let's talk about it. I'm not gonna say when this happened because I'm a little bit embarrassed. Anyway, so this shenanigans happened when I had just moved to Johannesburg. Right, so in case you don't know, I moved to Johannesburg because I met some older guy on Tinder and he offered me a job here in Johannesburg, and I came to Johannesburg thinking that him and I are gonna have something, but we never clicked because I was too young for him and he was too old for me. We didn't realize this when we were speaking over the phone, but when we eventually met in person, yeah, I think we both came to a realization that it's not gonna work. So after that, remember, I started working. He got me an apartment. He paid for my apartment. So Miguel had a freedom. And guess what? There was an ex. Yes, he was an ex at the time, honey. He was an ex at the time, and he decided, you know what? Let's try again. He came to me, he started speaking to me. Well, he didn't come to me because he doesn't live in Johannesburg, but he sent me a message out of the blue and he was like, let's try again. I really miss you and I really like you and I can't imagine my life without you. And honey, did I not fall for it? Of course I did, because this guy and I had unresolved issues. We had like that kind of relationship where his parents knew about me and it just felt like we are being a little bit serious. So because of that, having been introduced to his parents really messed with my mind because I felt like, and I thought that he was serious for a second. And I thought that we were going to get married because his parents knew about me, right? So when he came back, it just felt like maybe it was meant to be, you know, let's give it a try. Maybe this time around it's going to work out and we're going to get married. Little did I know that he had a girlfriend, honey. And I didn't know this. So yeah, we decided to date obviously over the phone. He would call me every day. Like everything seemed normal. Like there was nothing off about this man anymore. And it just felt like, you know, the good old times where we were clicking, him and I. And yeah, we decided, you know what, we're gonna date. And so we dated. This man would come to Johannesburg to my place and he would sleep over, honey. It would be nice. Hey. And I remember this other time I even went to Cape Town and he fetched me from the airport when I landed back in Johannesburg, and he took me to, you know, the place that he stays at. When he took me to the place that he was staying at, he had just gotten a new apartment himself. We went to pick up a new bed for him. We went to pick up a new couch for him. Guys, I was picking furniture for this man's house I was picking furniture, decorating this man's house. And as I was doing all of this, I was picturing myself and him living together as, a couple. And I thought, you know what? When I'm not in Johannesburg, I'm going to be in this area. I'm not going to mention the area that I was staying at and working at, by the way, for safety reasons. Okay. Hi, Kesana. The relationship was thriving. I think we dated for about 3 months. Yeah. The relationship was lit. That time I'm thinking I'm the madam. I'm the one who, picked the furniture for this guy. And by the way, I did not learn because this guy and I broke up because his ex was cheating. Yeah, I'm even choking. So initially he cheated on me. That's why the relationship ended in the first place. But in my mind, I thought he had changed. Okay? I thought, you know what? He has changed. I don't hear anything about that woman anymore. And one thing about me, I will not ask about another woman because I don't want my relationship to be about another woman. Now we're going to be discussing her 24/7. If you come to me and you say you like me, I won't be asking you about your ex. I won't be asking you what happened between you and your ex, because the last thing I want is for him to come here and start ranting about his ex to me. Then I become a psychologist to him. Honey, I don't have time to be a psychologist. I am a lover and I want to be loved. So I was deluded in this relationship, thinking that, the other woman, she's gone, honey. I thought she was gone. I thought everything was done and over with. Auntie, let me tell you what happened that weekend. So I guess, Anna, I'm used to this man coming to my place for weekends and, we'd hang out and then he would leave and go back to, his town. I guess on that particular weekend, he texts me. He's like, hey, babe, I want to come over. I remember it was a Friday. No, it was a Thursday. He was like, I'm going to come over on Thursday. I'm like, why are you coming over on a Thursday? I have to go to work, right? He was like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm going to come on Thursday. I'm just going to sleep over and then we're going to travel on Friday. I want to go home on Friday. Would you like to go home with me? Knowing me, I wanted a free lift, and I think it was a long weekend that week. The famous Good Friday? Honey, it was the long weekend of the Good Friday. Okay, it happened to me during that time. Okay, let me not get mad. Okay, so he came on the Thursday night because he was working, and I guess he took leave for the Friday night, for the Friday. So he came to me, my house, Thursday night. He slept over. Obviously, we slept together, and then in the morning I go to work. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna ask at work if I can leave at 1 o'clock. He's like, good shot, no problem. So I go to work on Friday morning and I leave him at my place. Honey, he's at my place because I trust this nigga. He's my freaking boyfriend. Okay, so I go to the office, obviously, and I think it's just much easier to ask your boss if you can leave early than asking for the whole day. So I did ask and they were like, yeah, cool, shot, you can go. I guess Anna, he comes and picks me up from work. We go to my place. I pick up my stuff. Let me tell you, he had just a normal bag. Honey, there was no sign that anything was gonna happen when we get home. It was just a normal day. We drive to Limpopo because this nigga is also from Limpopo. We go there. He drops me off at my mother's house. I'm like, okay, babe, goodbye. See you on Sunday. No, in my mind, actually, I thought he was gonna come on Saturday to see me because, he normally used to do that. Like, he would come and see me on a Saturday, hang out together or whatever. I didn't ask because it was like a given. Normally, when we were home, he would come pick me up at home, and then we'd go to Toyando, which is in Venda, and we'd just go to a restaurant, hang out and just basically spend the day together or whatever. Hi Kesana, I bear no mind. He drops me off. There was nothing. Oh, and by the way, when we were on our way, he was calling his friends like, yeah, I'm coming back, I'm on my way, blah blah blah. Like, I didn't understand why he was calling his friends, blah blah blah, but I was like, you know what, I know these friends and they're always talking, and maybe it's because he hasn't been home in a while, so maybe that's why he's calling them and telling them. And also it appeared to me that some of these friends were actually traveling home. Oh, he was asking them, what time are you arriving, blah blah blah. Those, it sounded like they had plans, but at the same time it sounded like they just wanted to see each other just to catch up as guys. Cool, Shapu. Hi, he drops me off at my mother's house. Mugai goes because he's from the village. Wake up in the morning, do whatever I was doing. At the time I was not living with my son, so it was super exciting to be around my son. So I was just basically spending time with him, doing stuff with him. I had no business checking my phone whatsoever. He was not texting me, so I was, a little bit worried. Around 11ish, I texted him. There was no text back. It was one tick. Let me tell you, it was one tick, and there was no text back because of that. And I thought that was so strange, because he's the kind of guy that would text me every morning like, hey babe, how are you, just checking up on you, and then he would tell me his plans. And also on top of that, he would be making plans with me early in the morning, like if we were meant to meet up that particular Saturday or whatever, whenever, like he would always make the plans around 7 a.m. just so that we can prepare, because he's from the village, he has to travel all the way to my town and stuff. So it was strange that he did not message me that morning, and I tried messaging him around 11. The text did not go through, and I did not think anything out of it. I just thought, let me give him around 3 o'clock. Sometimes he would text me at 3 o'clock. I don't know. Hopefully he will text me at 3 o'clock. And you know what? When the message didn't go through, actually, what I thought was that, they're having network issues, because in his village, they have network issues, especially when there's load shedding. Then their network is totally off until, the network is back. Cool, sharp. I end up spending my day, got busy with my son. And then around, 1 o'clock, I check the text, went through. He did not open the text. It's gray ticked. So I text again. I'm like, hey babe, what's up? Like, what's the plan today? Like, I came back because of you. It's not like I was planning to come home. Yes, it was nice to see my son and stuff, but I didn't plan to come home except for you. Like, if you ask me, let's go home, then you better make plans to spend time with me, because I had no intention. I had no business being home, even though it was nice to see my son. But yeah, I text him, no text back. So now I text again. I'm like, hey babe, what's up? Then he opens the text. This time around, blue tick, honey, no response. No response. I'm like, oh, okay, that's odd. Like, he never does that. He's not the kind of guy to blue tick me. Like, why are you blue ticking me? That's so weird. I guess I realized that he's mising me. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like, I was not even upset, to be honest with you. Like, I was not bothered. It wasn't a big deal, even though, like, I would have loved to spend time with him. It was not a big deal that he was not responding. I thought maybe he was just busy or whatever. He was gonna respond eventually. I'm an understanding girlfriend. I was in my understanding girlfriend era, okay? I guess after that, I decided to scroll on Instagram. That's when the shit hit the fan. People find out on Facebook. I found out on Instagram. So I decided to scroll on Instagram, a got bored, scrolling. Something told me, go and view those stories. And one thing about Instagram, they're so shady. They will put the first thing that you don't want to see on the first story. Ha! The minute I hit that story of this other girl that knew my guy. She was not my friend, but she knew the guy and she had family connections with him somehow. And the first thing I saw on that girl's profile, that girl's story, guys, I clicked that story. It was my man getting married. To say my heart skipped a beat is an understatement. Guys, have you ever... Guess who he was married to? The same girl that was supposed to be his ex. You remember that one that I broke up with him over? He was getting married to the girl that he had recently cheated on me with. Yes, it was her. Guys, it's 3 a.m. They've not screamed too much. But yeah, he was getting married to that girl. And I remember exactly what she posted, that girl. I think she was a bit shady. Like, I honestly, genuinely think she didn't like me because she had no business posting that for me to see. She had never posted them before, and that particular day she decided, I'm gonna post them. She posted a picture of my boyfriend and his new wife saying, "Congratulations, Mrs. So-and-so." Hi, guys. When I saw the picture, to be honest, I threw my phone like I was shocked. My body was filled with shock. I didn't know how to act. You know that feeling when you feel like your heart is about to leave your body? That's how I felt, like, ooh, like a mini heart attack kind of situation. I don't know. It was a moment of silence. You know, in the movies when you hear that see sound after an accident or after someone punched you in the face, literally, that's what happened to me when I saw that picture. And I thought to myself, maybe she's lying. Is this true? Is she lying? Is this a joke? What's happening? Hi, Kesana. Obviously, the first thing I need to do now is text this man. But something tells me, don't text him. Let's have some pride here, because no, this can't be happening. Like, I've seen this happening on social media and people, talking about it all over the place. And I just never thought it could be me one day. Like, I was with this man yesterday. I was with him the whole freaking weekend, and make it make sense. Normally, they will do this to a girl that they left in Johannesburg. He went home with me. We traveled to Limpopo together. I was accompanying him to his wedding. Yeah, these things happen, guys. Limpopo guys are dangerous. Yeah. Guys, I didn't know what to do with myself. Literally, I found myself having ADHD somehow. I was around the house. I would touch this and try to do this. Like, I couldn't complete a task because I couldn't focus. Like, I would be doing this, but I end up doing another thing. Like, I didn't understand. I got struck with confusion. Like, it was all confusion. Kuri, that guy did me dirty, guys. Ha! Like, I understand. Ne? He could have just left me in Johannesburg. Why did he have to take me to Limpopo to get married? Guys, so basically, I didn't text him that day because I was so mad, and he didn't text me either for obvious reasons. And because I'm me, I decided now I need confirmation. Maybe this is not true. I was in denial, but I knew it was true, but I was in denial. So I decided to go on Facebook, created a fake account, and I went to view, his relative stuff. I went to view, the wife stuff, girlfriend. She used to be girlfriend at the time. Obviously, I knew her name. I went to view the stuff, and that's when I saw even more pictures. Yeah, she made sure to post, guys. Those Shangwani pictures, her pictures with her bridesmaids. I even went to check on Instagram. They made sure to post on that particular day. I even saw pictures from the lady's sister. I'm like, hey, it's true. They just got married behind my back, honey. Behind my back. He could have just told me, listen, I'm going to get married. Like, I think it would have been better. But to just take me to Limpopo with him, just so that he can get married behind my back, that's another level of betrayal. But anyway, the Saturday ended. I did not sleep, honey. I could not sleep. My heart was goof, 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 the whole time. I couldn't believe it. It felt like a dream. Like I was pinching myself. Like, is this really happening? It's like, oh, yeah. Eventually, I accepted, and I was so embarrassed by this whole situation that I didn't even tell anyone. I couldn't even tell my best friend. I couldn't even tell my mom. I couldn't tell anybody. So I kept it to myself. And obviously nobody asked me, because it's not like anybody knew that this guy and I were back together. So the next day, Mugai texts me in the morning. He's like, hey, sorry about that. My phone was dead yesterday. And I acted like I didn't know anything, because I felt like I needed closure. So he was like, can we meet up today? He texted me around 9 o'clock-ish. He's like, can we meet up today? I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. What time are you gonna come? He's like, I'm gonna come at 12. He came 12 o'clock and he picked me up. And I remember we drove to KFC. And because there's no other restaurants in my town that you can go to, we drove to KFC, and literally just as we were getting to the parking, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I decided to, confront him about the whole situation. I'm like, you got married yesterday? And the guy was embarrassed. Like, he was, I don't know if it's embarrassment or I don't know. I can't even explain it, but he couldn't even look me in the eyes. I asked him, so you got married yesterday? He couldn't even say yes. He couldn't say that. And after asking him a couple of times, he was like apologizing. I'm so sorry. Wara wara. He's like, yeah, but you know what? I still want to keep this going. Hey, boo. Bashimane, guys. He was still trying to get with me. Literally, I laughed because what else can I say? Mugai still wants a relationship with me, but he just got married yesterday. Literally taking me for a ride. Literally thinking I'm a puss. For real, you think I'm a puss? So obviously I break things off with him and I tell him I don't want to ever see you again. Like, I was so heartbroken, guys. I've never cried so much in front of a boy. And I told him to take me home. He took me home and I never saw him again. And that was when I decided to go on Tinder and I met someone else. That was when I met my first white boyfriend. We're gonna talk about this on the next story time, dating my first white boyfriend. So I broke up with, Mr. got married behind my back because I was not gonna settle for being a side chick, number one, especially for being a side chick for someone who found you in the relationship, got the man, and managed to keep the man. He wanted to be kept by her so she can have him. I'm good, honey. And obviously he did come back to try a couple of times. We all know these Tonga gents, how they work. They will never give up, honey. Like even today, he could still try if he had the chance. But the truth is that he doesn't stand a chance. So he shouldn't even bother. If you're watching this, don't bother. Because, honey, you're no longer my type. You actually did me a favor. A huge favor. And I am super grateful. This is a message to him, by the way. I am so grateful that you left me. I am so grateful that you cheated on me and you decided to get married behind my back, because I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have met the guy I'm dating today, and I'm so in love. Trust me. I feel like if I had still been with you, it would have hindered me in so many ways in my life. I feel like, when we broke up the first time, you told me that I deserved better. You were right. I did deserve better, and I got better. And I can't imagine myself getting back with you. And I am so glad that you and I didn't work out, because had we worked out, I feel like I would be depressed right now, considering the kind of men that I want and like. And I feel like with you, I had just settled for what came my way at the time, and I happened to fall in love with you. And the guy that I'm dating now is someone that I had dreamt of dating from a young age. Like when I was growing up, when I was 13, when I was 16, the guy I'm with now is what I would have imagined. You were never my dream. You were never my dream guy. We just happened to meet under certain circumstances, and we ended up, falling in love, because, when you spend time together, you do fall in love at times, and it became toxic really quickly. And I'm so glad you cheated. I am so glad you did all of that bad stuff to me, because had you not done all of that, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't even be in this apartment. I would have never even left the country, not even once, had I still been with you. So I'm so glad. I am so glad that you did all of that to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I don't hate you anymore. I used to hate you, obviously, but I don't hate you anymore. I'm okay with the whole situation. Thank you so much for teaching me this life lesson that I shouldn't trust any man. But anyway, after that, I found happiness, temporary happiness, because obviously it was my first white boyfriend and things ended in a certain way. And obviously after this, whole thing of this man getting married behind my back, it gave me trauma that I don't want to date a black guy. I don't want to date a Tonga guy, because I feel like they're going to do that to me. So I know that white men can do it too, but I feel like since I haven't seen it, I haven't seen anyone complaining about it, and I haven't experienced it yet, then maybe let me be Delulu, okay? Allow me to be Delulu right now. So yeah, I'm good. I don't want no Tonga man. Tsonga men are not the hill that I'm willing to die on, honey, because wow, they will give you heart attacks for days. And that is not fun at all for anybody out there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. Comment down below if you want to know a story time about my first white boyfriend, how we met and how it ended and how he treated me. Okay, and how he managed to help me get over this jerk that decided to get married behind me. Getting married behind me was one thing, but dragging me to Limpopo with you so that you can get married was another thing. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I actually had to get a Facebook Lift Club to travel back to Johannesburg because I was not about to travel with that man in a car with that man. We would have died, guys. I would have done so. I would lift up the handbrake while he was driving 140. That's how much I hated him. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.